Hey guys, Big Mitchum here. Today we are going back to the past to discuss 6 things I personally missed from Battlefront 2015. I would not say these are 6 of the biggest things that I missed, but I would say if these 6 things came back, it would certainly add a little more enjoyment to the game, at least for myself. So without further ado, let's jump right into things. First thing, emotes before a match. Sometimes it's just about the finer things in life. Honestly, Battlefront 2 doesn't have a bad emote system, but the one in 2015 was just much more defined and present. Trolls were content using the laugh emote after each kill. It was great to get inside of a shield and use the ion shock emote. And who could forget when the game first came out and everyone had the I've got a really bad feeling about this emote, and you heard 15 to 20 people using that at the same time to start a match. I always thought the period of time was kind of long, but I appreciate it much more as it doesn't feel as mundane as sitting on a loading screen. Overall, it's a minor thing, but definitely an enjoyable aspect that I wish would return. Next one is not going to surprise a lot of people, and that's statistics. A lot of games go into depth, and honestly, a little too far with the statistics to the point where we're tracking things that we honestly don't care about. It's nice to honor achievements, but I think games like Skyrim and Grand Theft Auto kind of track way more than we ever need. But honestly, in Battlefront, why do I not have my base statistics? Kills, deaths, assists, headshots. I mean, I understand from a comparative standpoint it gets a little out of control because KD becomes the dominant benchmark and everything is all about KD, and I get tired of hearing about that. For that reason, I'm kind of happy it's not in the game because the weaker players don't become insulted by the stronger players, and I just don't miss those arguments. From a self-improvement standpoint, this is a huge opportunity within the game. Because one of the forces that drives a player to continue is knowing that they're progressing. Results-oriented players are not playing this game because they have no way of tracking on how they're improving. To sum it up, let's get stats back in the game and maybe only make it visible to the player and not to everybody. Next up is private matches. I think this is one that a lot of people also aren't surprised with. I think private matches honestly are relatively unimportant to the game in the grand scheme of things, and they do cater to a minority of players. But I didn't realize how much I personally enjoy private matches until they were gone. You know, you get into a dispute, let's 1v1 it out. Want to put my squad against yours? Let's do it. Make a cinematic, whatever you enjoy doing. Private matches out of the game, it just feels like something's really missing. Although it really wasn't that big of a thing when we did have it. Star Wars Battlefront made it really easy to squad up, but I feel like the element of competition is not there to play against your friends, so I really miss private matches. Alright, so next, choosing your map to start your rotation is, to me, so important. If I sit down and I start with Crate or Jakku, one of my least couple favorite maps, then it really puts my session off to a rough start. But when you have a very large map rotation and you play a map twice every time in Galactic Assault, it can take multiple hours to play on your favorite planet. With the most recent update, I played Blast for about 90 minutes before I got to play my one round in the new Bespin map. Way too long. In Battlefront 1, when there's lots of concurrent players, this just felt like a great way to pick your favorite map right at the start. I realize a voting system might not be something that's really a great idea because some maps will just never get used at all. But, I mean, you can't say that it would hurt the game in any way to add this feature. Alright, so moving along, variety in game modes is definitely a huge problem within this game. It's one that doesn't require a lot of explanation, but as it currently stands, Battlefront 2 has 5 game modes with a revolving 6th game mode that continuously appears and disappears, which is, I find strange. But within the 5 game modes, I like to say there's only 3 game modes. Hero vs. Villains, Galactic Assault, and Starfighter Assault. I consider Strike to just be a smaller version of Galactic Assault, and I consider Blast just, I don't know, there's not enough to it. I never enjoy it, unfortunately. Personally, I don't enjoy Starfighter Assault either, so I rotate from Galactic Assault to Hero vs. Villains. I'd really love to throw something else in the mix. Sabotage would be amazing. Looking back at the Bespin DLC, I would be okay with Droid Run or Extraction, but also adding a DLC with rotating game modes would also be great, or just adding that feature in general where you could rotate back and forth. I think would be great and would add a lot to the game. Pace of play. This is definitely considered minor, maybe a little picky on my part, but I have to comment on this because I really miss it. The mechanics and the speed of gameplay has such a better feel in Battlefront 1. Control of the jump pack, the quickness of the combat roll, although I gotta say I am happy I can roll forwards and backwards in Battlefront 2, and just the overall fluency of the controls just seems to shine more in Battlefront 1. I feel like if this game speed was turned up by about 15% in Battlefront 2, it would just feel a lot better. This one honestly could have its own, arguably, but the ability to spawn on your partner in Battlefront 1 was just so big for the pace of play because you could just jump right back into the action immediately. Sometimes if I respawn, I'm running for 15 to 20 seconds just to get back to the action. And then if you get shot along the way or hit a trap, it's just then you got that 15 to 20 seconds again. Honestly, not a big fan of the pace of play. So that's it for today's video, guys. If you liked it, leave a like. If you didn't like it, hit that dislike button. Leave a comment below to let us know what you guys missed from Battlefront 2015. We'll see you again next time.